This is the first Archi-Shot, and today we're talking about transparency. Usually we tend to think that transparency is something like this, the transparency of materials. We also tend to think that transparency is something like this. But we think in contemporary world there are a number of notions of transparency that could be moved into architecture. Like this one, for instance. When we see inside the computer, we see all the circuits, everything, but it doesn't allow us to have access to the use of the computer itself. To be able to have access to the use of these circuits and this computer, we actually need to develop interfaces like this one, providing us a language that we can understand and that we could use to administrate the computer. If we see meat here, we see that it has nothing to do with meat like here. The meat in supermarkets is tagged. It's tagged with a number of informations that are reacting to a number of public concerns. For instance, the stability of prices. We want to have an equalitarian access to price, and therefore it's quite important to make it visible for us to evaluate the real price that is available for everyone. A few years ago we were asked to cover the building site of the Ciudad da Cultura. The result of a competition Peter Eisenman's office won. Politicians thought that it was ugly and too visible. In our opinion, it was not ugly at all, and it was not visible because it was actually something that was quite difficult to understand by people that were not directly connected to the building site process. What we did is propose 12 actions to make Peter Eisenman transparent. We proposed to equip the very building site as a central park, providing canopies for the rain, vending machines to go there and buy drinks or a sandwich. We propose other things like giving each construction company color, so all the equipments, the vehicles, and the people that were working for one of these companies were simple to identify. Also, we thought it was very important to make it visible what was the real extent in territory of this building process. So every single truck that came and left the building site were signed with big stickers. So the real extent of the building site could become therefore visible and a matter to talk about and to evaluate. I very much like this image because it's very much in what we wanted to achieve. You see here that people from the blue building company is working in the yellow one. We asked the architects and the engineer, and they couldn't explain why this was going on. But we asked some elder guys that were going there every day, and they told us it was the result of an agreement between the two building companies, in which when the blues they had big needs, they could use the people, vehicles and equipment of the yellows, and the other way around. This evaluation was possible, this information that the elder people had was possible because the building site had become something like a calculation landscape, something like an information place in which evaluation, description could be available, so people could become expertise and therefore move their previous knowledge, in which they were also expertise, to contribute and to evaluate and to describe the building site as official experts could do before. This is what we think transparency could be for architects nowadays and for architecture. And this is what we propose as the first Archi-Shot. Next day we'll have a talk on urbanism. Thank you.